don't want you to do anything. I'm going to do it from 0 to finish toothbrush. I want you to pay attention, and you need to be able to do it yourself, okay? So I'm going to start by drawing a line from 0 with 17 centimeters long. So this is the side of the toothbrush. So first I'm going to paste the pictures with background image. And I'm going to use this one here. No, I'm going to use this.
Ahora, en el examen sí nos vas a decir cuál es el largo del objeto.
Sí, en el examen voy a traer el objeto. Van a poderlo medirlo. Si quieren traer regla, traigan regla. Yo traigo normalmente una regla, un calibrador y el objeto. Les doy las medidas generales y ya se pasan por ahí para que lo puedan medir si alguien necesita otra medida. ¿Sale? Les voy a traer también las fotos. Okay, so the first thing is to place the image. And now I'm going to move it. Just to make it fit the point 0. Now, I want you to see how this image, it's not straight. So I'm going to first draw the shape and then I'm going to rotate it to make it fit. So this is the first one. Then I'm going to go to the front view. Here I'm going to place another one, which should be this. From here to here, no? And then I'm going to move the image so that the end of the toothbrush fits point 0. There. Now, I do not need this one. I have another picture here, which is this and this. And they are both have the same position. So what I need to do in this case is to create another one here. Viewport layout, split horizontal. So this is top, this is bottom. No? And I'm going to remove this one and I'm going to paste another one that has this one here. Everybody's following me? So in this view I have the top, in this one I have the bottom. Now I just need to move this to make it fit. There. Now, once I have the pictures here, all of them aligned with the same length, I'm going to start drawing it exactly the same as I did with the airplane. I'm going to use control point from the end, being careful to avoid a kink here. I'm going to have to make adjustments later. I'm just drawing the general shape. Now, I'm going to do the head also, just to make it easier. I'm going to cut it later. I just want you to see how this is one way to do this. Okay, I made a mistake. So I'm going to erase this, and this has to go from here to the end, and this goes. So I'm just going to make a few retouches in the head. I actually think this is okay. Now I'm going to mirror it, and then I'm going to fix it. No, this is wrong. It should look something like this. Transform. Mirror. From the end to the other side. So if I leave it like this, this is going to happen. So I can't use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this. Thinking about this distance. So if this is around 7 millimeters, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this to make up for that space around there. I think that it's enough. So I need to turn this on and move them now. I'm going to use gumball. Let's say there. And I'm going to move this also a bit. So I'm going to mirror this and see how it looks. Transform, mirror, and there. I think this is too close, no? This and this. So I'm going to turn both points at the same time and pay attention. I'm going to select all of this and with gumball, yeah? Do you think I can use this? Or do I need to make them?
Ahí no se puede rotar la imagen.
I don't want you to rotate it on white. I want you to fix it just by your eye. There. Yes, you can use whatever software you want to rotate it and then paste it again. Okay, there. Now, let's see if we don't have, I don't want, I need to fix this. This has to move from here to here, no? And this has to move from here to here, no? And on the other side, do I have a kink? No. I don't like it. This has like a depression here. I'm going to turn both this and with gumball, I'm going to move them both of them at the same time. And also this and this, a little bit here. There. So this is the lines that I'm going to use. This is the equivalent of the top view in the airplane. Everybody sees the similarities? It's the same one. So now I'm going to go to the side view. I'm going to start with a control point curve on the end, and I'm going to start drawing the general shape without the details. The details are going to be added later. I'm just drawing the general shape. So I'm going to pass this through the middle, like this. And I'm going to skip the little balls here. There. Now I'm going to do the other side. I don't want to leave the king, to leave a king, so I'm going to do this. Okay, I'm going to fix this. Okay, everybody's following me? Yes? Now let's see what I have in the perspective view. Remember after this stage what we did with the airplane? Before doing the cross-section lines? Who can remember?
You put the, like, I no sé cómo se llama, pero eran muchas líneas.
Before doing that, there was one step. After I drew the top and the side, before doing the cross sections, I did something. Who can remember this?
Tienes que acomodar, ¿no?
In the airplane, I rotate them. The two on the top view, I rotate them to fit inside the tail, in the middle. We have to do the same thing here, but in here, it's not rotating it. I need to take this and make them fit the side view. Do you see this? So how do I do it? I'm going to turn the control points on both of them. And I'm going to go to this view. And I'm going to start to move the both points at the same time to make them. I'm moving both points at the same time. Let's see. This and this, control points on. I take this, this, and I'm going to move it down. And both of them are working. So some of them go up, some of them go down. The idea is to have those two lines pass exactly through the middle of the toothbrush.
Cuando haces eso no se recorre la curva o se nos hace más chica.
No, because I'm only moving it up and down. I want you to see what happens in the top view. Is it moving on the top view? At all? No?
¿Y cómo sabes hasta dónde moverlo? ¿Lo mueves justo a la mitad?
Yes, what I'm doing is I'm seeing this line, and I'm trying to put it in the middle. And then, this is the tricky part. I'm going to move this too. I need to fix this. Now, the important thing here is that these 2 points, the last ones, these two, have to finish where? In the end of the other two. These have a point here where they meet. These two have to meet exactly there also. So I'm going to click this, I'm going to select both, and I'm going to move them from end to end. So if you see, now I have all of them in the same point. Okay, let me see. It has a kink on it. I'm going to select them both, and I'm going to move this like this. There. Everybody understand what I did? Okay. So now if I go to the perspective view, I can actually see the shape of the toothbrush here. So now I can do the cross-section profiles. Per cross-section profiles, I select this, and this. And important thing, in the airplane, I did the straight lines using ortho. In here, I'm going to follow the shape of the toothbrush. I'm not using ortho. There. Now if I go here, this is the shape of the toothbrush. No? Now what's next? Network of curves. Okay? Are you following me? So what's next? Let's see the picture of the, it has this little gum here. So I'm going to use an ellipse because it's quicker. And I'm going to do it in the middle. Remember that the pictures are no longer aligned with my object. No, I'm using this only as a guide. I'm using the center of the object as my center. So if you want to, I can turn this off. Hide. There. Now this is going to be the purple thing that has little balls on it, that has a texture. And to do it, I'm going to project it into the body of the object so that it looks like this. No? It's okay. Now I'm going to delete the one in the bottom because the one that I need is on the back. Now I'm going to split this object. We've done this several times. I'm going to split this using this. I'm going to copy the resulting surfaces. This, it's going to the clipboard. I undo. So this is a solid object again, no? I paste it. Surface, offset. Solid, corner, round. How much? 0.1. Now, it didn't do anything with the corner, so I'm going to go to solid, fillet edge with a radius of 0.05, and I'm going to do a fillet in here. There. Good? Mm-hmm. Now, the object has little bumps in the back, not this one, but this one. I'm doing, let's see. I'm doing this part in the back. Let's see how it looks. It has these little bumps here. And the one in the front also. The difference is that the one in the front doesn't have anything else but that, and the one in the back has this other part there. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to go back to this. The ellipse for the other part is smaller. So I'm going to go to the bottom, which is the one that has this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to draw an ellipse from mid. I'm going to disable this. It's a little bit smaller than the other one. About this big and this big. And then I'm going to do an offset on that curve. Curve, offset. There. You see what I'm doing here? This is the blue one, this is the other one. Now, I'm going to project these two onto the toothbrush. And I'm going to erase the ones here, which I do not need. I don't need this, nor this one. I'm going to hide these two, which are, these should go to help lines and curves, no? And these two are lines and curves for surface and solids. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to split this object using this and this. Now I'm going to take this and the other surface. This and this one, I'm going to copy them to the clipboard. And then I'm going to undo. So this is a solid object again, no? I'm going to hide these two. And I'm going to paste back my surfaces. So this one here needs an offset, the same as the other one, no? Solid yes, there. And I also need to do a small fillet.
¿Cuál es la diferencia entre usar un offset y extruir?
Que si haces un offset y tu superficie está así, si ustedes tienen una superficie así y hacen una extrusión, la va a hacer así. Si ustedes hacen un offset, lo va a hacer así. ¿Sí? Okay, so now I have the rounded part on the top and the rounded part on the bottom. The thing is that the bottom one has also another thing here, which in this image looks like this. You know what? I think I'm doing it the other way around. Let me see. This is the back of the ring, of the toothbrush. And yes, this is the one that has the other part, not this one. So I'm going to bring back the second ellipse, which was this. I'm going to project this again into the toothbrush. There. And I'm going to hide them. And I'm going to use this curve to split it again. So I made a mistake. There. Now, you know what? It's going to be the other way around, so that I don't want to start over and waste time. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get this. No, still one has it. Let me fix it. Sorry, I made a mistake. So the one that has the bumpy things on the back, not this one. The back of the toothbrush has this little part with white, and then this one blue. So in here, I already have this. I'm going to have to erase it to make it as it should have been. I made a mistake. There, I'm going to erase this and do it again. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to undo everything. Are you following what I'm doing? No? Okay, I made a mistake with this. This one here on the front side, it's just this, it's plain. But in the back, it has two different shapes, two different circles or ellipses. One is blue and then another one is white. Yeah, you see it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to project this on that side from the top view, project it into here. There. I do not need this, nor the other one, nor this. I'm going to hide this too. So again, I'm going to split this object using this and this. There. So I'm going to take this surface and the other one from the second one, and I'm going to copy them to the clipboard. I'm going to undo the split. This is solid again, and I'm going to paste them, okay? Now, I'm going to move this one to a red layer just for you to see. I should have my layers with a name, but I don't want to waste time doing that. I'd rather show you how it's done from the beginning to end. So the other surface that I pasted, which is there, it's going to be an offset with solid yes, there. And I'm going to do a fillet on it. If I do something that you do not understand or how or why I'm doing it, just raise your hand. So now I have both little gums, and I have this one on the back that I'm going to use later. So this is a solid object, this is a solid object, and this is a solid object, no? Now, let's go back to the picture. The trickiest part here is this purple thing that goes back again from the side. So to do it, I'm going to do an offset to the curves that I already have, to this and this. I'm going to use this to do the projection. But since this is in the edge, I can use it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do an offset of this on the inside. Do you see it? I'm going to change it to the red layer so that you can see what I did. There. Let me switch to the red layer. Now I'm going to do an offset of this one also. Curve offset. There. Now if you notice, I have this and this. And I'm going to bring back the picture. So this purple thing reaches up to here. So what I'm going to do is, these two news that I did, I'm going to cut them using this. And I'm going to extrude this. When you do a trim using a curve, if the intersection is just a parent and it doesn't work, all you have to do is extrude that curve so that it physically intersects what you want to cut, okay? And then you do the trim. Now I'm going to trim, this is my cutting objects, and I'm going to trim this and this. I'm going to hide this. Now what I have is this line and this line, and I'm going to use them to project. So what I need now is, I'm going to turn planner on, and I'm going to move this point. I'm going to move it to here. I'm going to use near. Something is going to happen. It doesn't really matter. I just want you to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it go near there, and this is going to be going there. Now, I'm going to select this and this, and using Gumball, I'm going to remove the kink. There. And then I'm going to use this and this to make them smaller. There. This is kind of the shape that it has, no? This and this are going to move further apart. So now that I have this, I'm going to project this. But I want you to see that they are not in the correct construction plane. Do you notice the thing that happened? But you know what? It doesn't really matter. Do you know why? Because when I project it, what I'm going to see is this shape. So it doesn't really matter that this happens, because when I project it, you see what happens? It doesn't matter. So I'm going to hide this. And this thing that was projected, which is the one that I need not here, nor here. The one that I need is the one on the back, these two. So I'm going to join these two. Join them. And I'm going to split this object using this. So now I have this surface that I'm going to copy to the clipboard, and I'm going to undo. So this is again a solid object, no? And in my clipboard, it's the surface that I'm going to offset. Solid, yes. There. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it up. There. And remember that I have this one? What is it doing it?
Cutting.
Eh?
Cutting.
It's cutting. So I need to extrude this both sides to do what?
Boolean.
Difference on this object. This object needs a Boolean difference with this. Yes? Everybody? So if I'm going to turn this off, so I do not need it anymore, and I'm going to change this little gum and this into the purple layer. this is not. It's only this into the purple layer. Let's say this. And the other one goes into a blue layer. This and this, I have to change them into a blue layer. You see this? Questions so far on what I've done? Anything new? We're just splitting, projecting, and doing volume differences. Now, this gum, this purple gum on this view has these cuts that, if you think about it, if we see the side view, they are just cuts done into the gum, no? And what I'm seeing through it, it's the white material on the hard part, which in my case is the toothbrush. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do an ellipse. I'm going to disable this. Oh, I needed to touch the mid there. I'm going to draw an ellipse. And then I'm going to copy this to using ortho to make it straight. Remember that I can't use the picture as a guide for accurate measurement. And I'm going to make them smaller. How small? Well, I'm trying to follow the image. Are you following me? Are you sure? You're going to have to do it yourself later today. And this smaller. Now, what do I do with them? I want you to think. I already have this and this as a solid object. And what is it that this object has in these white parts? It's a hole on the purple one. No?
¿No lo proyectas?
Eh? No.
¿No?
If I project them and then I split it, it's not going to be solid anymore.
Y no se puede extruir para abajo.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to extrude these things as a solid and then do a volume difference to make the hole in the purple thing. Yeah? Solid, extrude planar curve straight, there. Now I can do a volume difference between this and all of this. Yes? This is a test. This was done as a test last semester. So this is the level of complexity that you're going to be seeing with this level of detail. What else is this missing? It has a texture. Do you see the little ball here and here? Which I haven't even done this. It has little balls here. And if I go to the other view, I can see it from the side, and I can see that it has a bunch of things here. Last class, I used a grid. Can I erase this? Last class, I used a grid to set those little things on the surface. It was a grid like this. And then I just place them like this. In here, if you notice, it's not actually a grid, but it's more like an ellipse with another ellipse inside, and it has the things arranged around it. No? Something like this. You understand? See, no? So how do I do that? No, a polar array is round. Array along the curve. So to do an array along the curve, what is the thing that I need? A curve. In this case, I need like 3 curves, no? And then I need to place the little things with an array, and then I can place them on top. So how do I do it? The first thing is, well, to draw an ellipse on the view that I needed, which is, let's do the texture on this. I'm going to use a shaded view so that you understand what I'm doing. I'm going to draw an ellipse. I could actually use the curve. Let me go. I'm going to show selected objects. I'm going to pick this one here. Now that curve should be back. Do you see it? How I brought it back? And I another one also. Let me see what I have hidden. I should have another one on the inside. There, I brought it back also. If I lock this, I should be able to see it. There. I'm going to do an offset on this. About that big. And I'm going to use wireframe, and then I'm going to select the other one, and I'm also going to do an offset. There. So now I have 1, 2, and 3. Do you think that are they too close to one another? You can see the picture here. I think they are too close. I'm going to go back again. I'm going to erase this and this, and I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to do a bigger offset. Why? Because I can see here that it has to be like 0.2. There. And then I'm going to do another one. That is. So now that I have this, I'm going to select them all, and I'm going to project them where? In the purple one, in the blue one. Do you see them there? So I'm going to erase the ones that I do not need, which is this. The ones that I need are in here. So this didn't work. Okay, I'm going to undo again. I want you to see what I'm going to do and how am I going to fix it. I'm going to redo. When I'm in this stage where I already have all of them, I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller so that it fits. There. This and this. This is going to be done a little bit smaller. I don't have to repeat everything. Do you see this? And also this. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to project them. I'm going to project this, and this onto the blue one. Let's go back to the view where I can see them. It worked? Yes. So I'm going to hide the ones that I do not need, which are all of this. Those are the ones that I do not need, nor this one, nor this one. Okay. So I'm going to turn this into ghosted. So now I need to make a polar array of the little things on top of the surface, no? So first I need the little things. How do I make them? I can use a little ball, for example, a sphere from... In the other class, I used a cylinder with a little ball on it. In here, what I'm going to do is something like this. Too big, no? Okay, let me do it again. It's going to be smaller. There. How big? About there? No. Bigger, no? Let me make it bigger. About that size? Let's see the picture. Here is the ball. These are the little things. I think they are the same size. So what do I do now? Transform array along the curve. What's the path? This one. How many? Let's say 20. And see how it looks? Road like. Okay? In which viewport? Actually, it's bottom. There. No? Now I'm going to copy this from the center of the object. From the center of the object to the end of this. And I repeat the same thing again. Transform array along the curve. This is the thing to array. This is the curve, let's say 15. Okay, I go to the top view, there. Now I'm going to repeat, I'm going to move, transform, move, copy. From the center to the end. Transform, array along the curve. How many? Oh, less, no? 8. Done. going to select everything that is in the red layer. Everything that is in the red layer. And then I'm going to unselect. Okay, I couldn't do what I wanted. I'm going to just lock this so that I can select them freely. I'm locking everything. There. I'm going to select the circles and I'm going to turn it off. I do not need them anymore, and I want you to see how it looks. Off, and off. Now I'm going to select everything that is in the red layer, and I'm going to change it to which layer? Yes, to the red. It's going to be changed to the. There, that's my gum. Now, I have to do the same thing on the other side. Not going to do it, you just follow the same procedure. Now, what about the head? Now, if this looks good enough, you can use it. And the truth is that I don't like this. What I would do is, I did it as a whole. Why? So that I could have a solid object. I still need to do the text, which you can see on this view. I still need to put where do I have the degrees? And it's going to be main Arial, I think. And cursive, Italian. There, no? I'm going to click how big. It's like, if this is 1 unit, it's like 1.5. I can always change it. Curves, group objects, bold or not bold, bold. Okay? Okay, it was way too big. Let me repeat it again. Let's see, 0.5. It's better, I can always fix it. I'm going to place it there. I'm going to move it to where I want it, and I'm going to make it smaller with Shift. And imagine that it looks the same. Don't want to waste time trying to make it look exactly like that. So what do I do now?
Un poco más centrado, ¿no?
Ay, no se lo es, aparte. ¿Va en esta parte o en la otra? No, va en la otra. Va aquí. No, sí va en la otra. Aquí. Entonces déjenme la vuelvo a poner. ¿O qué hago? Ustedes díganme. 3, 2, ¿cómo? Le di un mirror. Ok, la proyecto y ahora qué? ¿En qué la voy a proyectar? En lo blanco. So I'm going to project this group onto this. There. Now what? I erase the one that I do not need, which is the one up here. How do I select it quickly?
Select curves.
No, because I'm going to select everything here. There. So now that I have this, I erased the wrong one. There. I need to erase this. Now what?
Los splitas para hacer un search.
I'm going to select, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to select this. It's going to be split using the letters. Done. Now I'm going to lock this, and I'm going to select this to copy them. ¿Mandé? this before anything else happens. Now what do? I copy to the clipboard, I undo. So this is solid again. I'm going to paste what I did. I'm going to go to solid, extrude surface straight on both sides. And I'm going to make a small thing here. And I'm going to do a volume difference. There. Now, why can I see it? You tell me.
It's the surface.
Because I have a surface there. So I'm going to take it out. There. Okay? So I'm going to show you a little trick. So imagine that you do want to have the thing on the bottom in a different color as in this picture. In this picture, this is silver. But you actually see that it's right under the surface. So you need to do a volume difference. So for a representation, just for representation, how do I make this look like that? I'm going to select all of the surfaces and I'm going to move them lower, like that. And I'm going to change them to a different layer. Now I get the same look. No? Yes? Too much information?
Si no le hubiera borrado
La superficie,
la superficie,
se
nada
ve
más lo
liso.
hubiera marcado.
Se ve liso porque está exactamente en la misma superficie. La tienes que bajar un poquito. Después de que haces la diferencia booleana, la superficie que usaste para la extrusión, la dejas ahí y la bajas poquito para que se siga viendo en bajo relieve, pero le puedas poner color. Okay, so now that we have the letters, we have this little gum. You need to do the same thing with this gum. Let's work on the head. I'm going to cut it. First, I need to say it. Every time before doing anything like cutting, like doing volume difference, please say it. Now I'm going to cut the head. And I'm going to move it up to do a volume difference. What about at this stage? So now this is going to be gone. So now what I need is to create a head that I like, which can be as simple as what? What would you do? I could just take this, cut them, about there. I'm going to strip, I'm going to love this. I'm going to trim them using this. I'm going to trim this and this. I'm going to copy this into the clipboard, and I'm going to hide the originals. I don't want to lose them. There, they are safe. I'm going to paste what I have on the clipboard, and this is the one that I'm going to cut using this. I'm going to extrude this straight both sides so that it intersects, and then I'm going to trim it. This is the cutting object, and I want to cut this and this. No, I still have my original curve. And so what I can do is I can just adjust this a little bit because I don't really like how it looks. I can move this and make it squarish, which is what I'm trying to achieve. I think that this should go higher, something like this, and maybe even further on this direction to make it look squarish. What else would you do? I like this more than what I have. So now that I have this, what do I do next? If I want to make this three-dimensional. I still have this and this, no? So I can still, I'm going to select what I hid, which is this one. I'm bringing it back. So, no, it's not that one. Which is moving. Which is one. So what do I do now? Yeah, but I only have these two, I'm going to cut part of this and this so that I can do cross sections, no? But with the shape that I like more. So I'm going to extrude this again so that I can cut which ones? The top and the bottom, which first I'm going to copy to clipboard and hide one. I'm going to paste the new one so that I can cut those without losing the rest. I'm going to trim with this, I'm going to trim this and this. So if I hide this, now I have this and this. No? And I'm going to use, why did you thought it was a good idea to use cross sections? Who can tell me? Why cross sections?
Para poder hacer la
But it's
superficie.
going to be round, which is what I didn't like.
Sweet bread, no?
Eh?
Sweet bread.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is, this is the part that I'm going to use as an intersection. So pay attention on what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw a rectangle using the center of that object. I'm improvising, I haven't done like this before. Let me see if I can get it. I'm going to place a dot in the middle of this circle. From here to here, the center of this line is going to be the center of my square of this one. So I'm going to use the mid of this line, there. And I'm going to go to this view. How big do I want it to be? About this big. Okay? Now I'm going to use curve, fillet corners. How much the radius? 0.02. There. There, that or more? More, no? 0.05. Okay, I'm going to use this. And this is going to be what? My rail. But don't I need it to be touching this and this? Yes, are you sure? Okay, let's see it. Two rail, one rail, the other one cross section. So you have learned that the cross section doesn't really have to be touching the rail, because my rail is here and the cross section is here. So let me erase this. See, it didn't work out well. Why? Because of this. Do you see this? What do I need to do? I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to turn this off. I'm just using these two rails because I'm using a rail with a squarish shape. So what is it that I have to do? Eh? I need to make it flatter, meaning that these have to go down like this. Yeah? And I think this is maybe too thick. I'm going to make it thinner. Like this. So now what? Two rails swept. One rail, two rail cross section. Now that I have the head, what's missing? I can just do a surface blend between this and this, which is locked. Again, surface blend. Preview. I can just move it around to make it simpler, no? Not going to waste a lot of time fixing that. So now that I have the head, what about the threads? How do I do them? The quicker way to do it, I don't want to do one by one, because if I do one by one, it's going to be really heavy, because these are hundreds. So I'm going to do a quick fix. A quick fix would be using there. I'm going to draw a circle, and this is going to be this one here, and I'm going to copy it to this position and to this position. Now I'm going to draw a curve. That is going to be the one here. And then I'm going to mirror it. I'm not going to do all of them, I just want you to see how this is done. There. And I'm going to do these little ones here. Control points on, and I'm just going to move them a little bit to the side. Just a little bit. There. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do an offset with this. Curve, offset. The important thing here is I want a cap, and I want it round. And the distance, I want it to be 0.1. No, even less, 0.07. About that distance. And I want it to be both sides. You understand what I'm doing? There. I'm going to repeat the same thing with this, both sides. There. And now I'm going to mirror this and this, using the center. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. So this has to be smaller. So I'm going to turn the control points on. I'm going to scale it. Curve, offset, offset, both sides, there, and I'm going to mirror it. And I'm going to move this and this a little farther apart. I'm going to mirror it. Transform, mirror. There. So imagine that I did the same thing with all of them. Okay, let me do the other one. It's not going to be the best, it's just for you to see. There. So now that I have all of these curves, what do I do with them? Las que?
That's true.
Yes. Where are they? All over the place. Let's move them. I'm going to move this, and I can see it where they are. I'm going to move them around there. Doesn't have to be that precise. So I'm going to select them all, minus the ones in the center. And as you said, I'm going to extrude them. Solid, extrude, straight, both sides, no. And I'm going to make them this big. I forgot to, no, yes sir. So now that I have them like this, I'm going to draw a line that passes through this shape. Let's see if you understand what I'm doing.
No, no vas a tener como.
¿Eh?
No vas a tener como.
Curves, las líneas. Okay, hold on. I'm going to extrude this in both sides. And now I'm going to do a solid with the surface. Both sides, no. And I'm going to do a volume difference with this. Yeah? So if I change this to the layer